The world, in the narrow sense, is simply planet Earth. The world, in the broader sense, is everything that exists, the universe. As part of this universe, mankind has naturally come to understand something of the material world by studying science with the scientific methods available to him. Methods which have been tried and developed over the course of history by scientists whom we remember. We have become used to thinking only within the framework of our surroundings, which is understandable and convenient. We propose and suggest even though we don't fully know who we are and why we are here, and our understanding of the world is pitifully small and too simple in comparison with the reality of the Earth, in comparison with new knowledge. Let's start from the beginning. Geometry. We are all familiar with the three dimensions: height, length, and width. We have based our understanding of things on this, but our world is much more complicated. It is multi-dimensional. There are other dimensions and other worlds. The one-dimensional world. A point, able to move only in one coordinate. The two-dimensional world, containing the two dimensions so familiar to us, length and width. The three-dimensional world is defined by the three coordinates, height, length, and width. This is the world in which we live. The phenomena of which, although again so familiar to us, we can't fully understand. For example, an observer existing in a two-dimensional world would not be able to recognize a three-dimensional object in its entirety. As to the four-dimensional world, in order to understand how it differs from the three-dimensional, consider the following. The Earth revolves around the Sun. If we mark her movement from the point of view of the coordinate of time, we can see the following picture. Our planet in four-dimensional space. An observer is able to perceive not only the three-dimensional object, but its past, present, and future, all at the same time. For an understanding of such measurements, the following is essential. Knowledge of the origins, nature, and meaning of all existence. God. Throughout human existence, in all religions and doctrines, God has always been perceived as the Creator. This is our understanding of the beginning. However, we, as mere infinitesimal parts of the whole, are unable to grasp the meaning of this Creator. As mere parts of the universe, we are unable to see past its boundaries. The universe is 14 billion years old. Man's average lifespan is 70. We are staggered when we look into outer space. In our galaxy alone, there are 200 billion stars similar to our Sun. Galaxies have been discovered containing more than 1 trillion stars. More than 1 trillion galaxies have been observed. The overall picture of the world and the cosmos is truly monumental. The short period of human life is difficult to compare with the scale of cosmic processes. It takes 1 year for the Earth to orbit the Sun. Within our galaxy, it takes 185 years for our solar system to make a full cycle. The cluster, known to us as the whole of space, moves around the center of the universe. In order to complete a full cycle, it needs 1,200 billion years. And this we can understand only from the perspective of a three-dimensional world. But there are other worlds and other dimensions, and our everyday notions of space and time are laughable. The greatness and power of the Maker of all worlds and the variety of his laws are spellbinding. To understand the depths of the Creator's purpose is not given to mankind. But we have been given knowledge, and it can help us to overcome the inertia of the imperfect mind. and make it possible to fulfill his purpose. Structure. The whole world is made up of two kinds of matter, coarse and fine, or dark and light. Coarse, dense substances are made up of particles of matter and their structure. Fine light material, on the other hand, can be seen as similar to our perception of waves, poles, and radiation. In the world of coarse matter, we find the coordinates of space and time. This matter needs energy from external sources. The world of light matter does not exist within the confines of space and time, and its energy is infinite. A second may last a year, and a year a century. Just as a magnetic field arranges iron filings along its lines of tension, so the fine light world affects the coarse dark one. In all religions, there is an understanding of the light, angelic, and the dark, demonic worlds. This is a vague, fuzzy comprehension of the structure of the universe, our world, our physical world, of what is most complicated in the hierarchy of coarse worlds. All worlds are unique and whole, interacting and under certain conditions appearing in each other. Take the well-known example of the emission of light. Photon emission is the process of light matter penetrating into our three-dimensional world. Penetration under certain conditions, such as the ionization of gas, the heat generated by coils, and similar phenomena. These help to explain the unfathomable properties of photons, which are manifest in our world, instantly having a fixed speed, bypassing the acceleration process. Thus, we are able to detect how this fine light world is moving in our universe with the speed of light. The creation of the universe. The possibilities of the human mind are limited. The apparent spontaneity of processes in the universe is an illusion. Everything that happens according to the will and purpose of the Creator, the will to form, populate, master, and know worlds. Each step at every level being strictly defined and structured. So, for the formation of worlds such as ours, the Creator created entities with the power to form planets, stars, and galaxies. For these entities, the closest definition in the languages of mankind would be the cosmic hierarchy. There was a time when the universe did not exist, and the Creator commanded it to be. This has become known to us as the Big Bang. The counting of time began. The coordinates were defined and the laws of the universe came into force. In one instant, matter was ejected, equal in mass to all the future planets, stars, nebulae, and all other forms and types of substances in our universe. This was primary state matter, containing as yet neither atoms nor molecules. Spreading through space in the form of plasma, this matter became the foundation and building blocks of all that exists in our world. The cosmic hierarchy began to form the cosmic and planetary systems in the void. The empty space was filled with a panoply of glittering stars. After 9 billion years, our solar system was formed. During this period, a huge quantity of stars were born and died. Just as countless numbers will be born and die in the future. The creation of the Earth. When the plasmid matter had reached its specific coordinates, the cosmic hierarchy began to form our solar system. The time had come to create planet Earth. The plasma flow was captured by the magnetic energy poles that we can still identify today by the movement of compass needles. In the center of this captured plasma, a cloud was created to provide the conditions for the refraction of the one-dimensional world. The resulting projection served as the source of the Earth's gravitational field, and there is the nucleus. Thus was formed the first level of our planet. The refraction of the two-dimensional world into the three-dimensional gave rise to the forming of the level of magma. This is the level where from plasma, matter with atoms and molecules was formed. It is the second level. To this day, during volcanic eruptions, we can observe uncultivated, unstructured matter coming from deep in the Earth's core, slag. Even such primitive worlds as the one-dimensional and two-dimensional were inhabited by living beings. The task assigned to them by the Creator was to create matter, give it structure, and to make it more sophisticated. Thus was formed the third level of the Earth, the level of rock, known to man as the Earth's crust. With the passing of time, the Earth took on the form of a globe of rock. Then came the formation of the fourth level, the level of the living world and the biosphere. Life was brought to Earth by extraterrestrial civilizations and is supported by them to this day. Their motives are similar to a man who tills and cultivates his garden, generalizing plans for human activity.